Hello and good morning everybody. Welcome to the Gold and Silver Club end of week review. Today guys it's going to be a special on the United States federal budget cut special 2013. This is going to be presented by myself, Phil Carr, and joining me on the call, Nick Kalsi. Today we'll be revealing the latest developments in the commodity markets and analysing the week's performance. So during the live session, we'll cover an end-of-week summary for gold, silver and commodity currencies. We'll be looking at the top trades of the week. We'll be covering live market commentary and technical analysis, look at the week ahead, so key events looking forward, and of course cover any Q&A as well during the course of this webinar. Okay, so really the headline news today on the 1st of March 2013, the US braces for 85 billion in automatic budget cuts known as the sequencer. So this is big news today, and really the federal, just a little bit more information on this. The US federal budget cuts are due to kick in today, and that means that if the congressional leaders and President Obama do not reach a deal to avert the so-called sequencer, due to that, the 85 billion worth of budget spending cuts will automatically begin. Okay, so it's very important. This could have a negative effect on the US economy, however, a positive effect on the US dollar because the greenback is seen as a safe haven asset and bought in times of risk aversion at the moment. So over the last 24 hours, the US stocks have weakened whilst the dollar has strengthened even more. Gold is currently hovering around, actually right now, I believe we're at 1,500, let me just check, 69 at the moment, as of 11 o'clock in the morning. Has been supported by physical buying from China overnight, which did stop it from coming down any more after yesterday's sell-off. And the dollar index is currently trading at a 6-month high as of yesterday. So once again, this news really provided traders with several highly lucrative opportunities to short gold and risk-related currencies against the US dollar for significant profits. And as highlighted, we'll go through some of our top trades of the week as well. So really, again, the big question is, will gold and silver prices find support at these current levels or continue to fall into next week? Okay, so a little bit of background on myself and Nick. I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialise in teaching people how to make money from trading some of the most lucrative financial markets in the world, so gold, silver, oil and forex. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders, successfully manage their own investment portfolio. I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars and workshops. Joining me on the call is Nick Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. He began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, Nick discovered the formula, mindset and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications and appears frequently on financial television. So that's a bit of background on us. Here's ourselves actually recently on Swiss TV, on Dukascopy TV, just giving our expert view on gold and silver, and some of our recent press publications just as experts in gold and silver. So you're in safe hands today. Okay, so guys, we're just going to turn our eye and just have a look at the gold price at the moment before we have a look at some of the top trades of the last week. So the gold price right now is $1,569 per ounce. So we have seen again, it's been a nice volatile week again on the markets. We did get the price come all the way up to 16.19 earlier in the week, and now we're just back down to, we hit a low this morning of 1,564. We will go in and have a look at this in a bit more detail on the live trading. And before we do so, just go over some of the top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature strategies. Okay, so we've had quite a few very lucrative trades this week. Australian Japanese yen was fantastic. That was a trade actually taken just on Monday last week. And what you may have seen, for those of you trading into the open on Sunday, or had any positions just after the open, the Japanese yen was weakened over the weekend, and a lot of currencies which are traded against this Japanese yen pair, they all spiked hugely on the open. So Australian Japanese yen was no different. It spiked about 90 pips on the open to the upside and came down. This is just on a 4-hour time frame you're seeing this. Came down, consolidated throughout that evening, and then we came up to the key level of resistance that offered a very nice trade setup and a good risk to reward. So you can see here where we entered just at the top of this resistance at 96.89, and we sold short and came out there at 95.13 just for 176 pips. So a really nice risk to reward on that. 7-to-1 risk to reward, 26 pips. For each lot we traded was $260 per trade in terms of risk, and 176 pips that we made on each trade there at a lot. So 1,760 USD per lot traded there. So really nice opportunity there. You can see where Australian Japanese yen has been just moving sideways within that range, and that was a really nice setup, and it just reached that profit target just over a 12-hour period just on Monday. So that was beautiful. Okay, gold. We've had some opportunities to both go long and short gold. So earlier on in the week, in fact, on Wednesday, actually no, this was Tuesday, when the Federal Reserve, when the testimony when Ben Bernanke was speaking before Congress, we had some volatility, and the price of gold came down, tested that 1586 key level of support, which is also a key price action level. And after it formed a really nice setup, we entered into that 1587 and just rode it up to the next price action level, which is 1616. So that was for a nice profit of 290 points there. So 60-point risk. So each lot traded was $600 risk to make 2,900 on each lot traded. So there's a nice 5-to-1. We couldn't break through around the 1620 level. In fact, we were capped off. Again, at this level of resistance, if you look at the left-hand side of the screen there, around about 1617 level, we've got a very key level of resistance there. We couldn't break through it, and this, in fact, was an opportunity to then reverse our position. So entering at 1615 and just going for a sell short. So same risk on the trade, risking 60 points there, which is $600 per lot, and coming out with back again at that same level of support, 1586. Okay, so that was a 290 point trade just selling short gold. In fact, we've broken lower now, and we've come all the way back down to where we're quite low this morning, 1,568. Excellent. And yeah, just Black Cat just jumping in there. You've been shorting gold since 1614. I mean, that's fantastic. We've got some nice profits now. The price of gold is at 1567. So a very clear sell signal there that you can see on the screen around the 1615 level, just highlighted on the chart. And I'm glad some of you caught that trade as well, because that was a really nice setup, very clear level of resistance, and the trade is moving really nicely. Great. And looking at Euro USD, so we had Euro USD, we had some nice opportunities to sell short. If you look at the level again at 1.3285, where support has become resistance, we had again a really nice setup there, an actual tweezer setup on the candlesticks there. You can see highlighted just at resistance, and that was quite a straightforward trade, just entering at 1.3285. Risk on that was 31 pips, so each lot we traded, sorry, I should say 310 USD risk on each lot traded there, and that was to make 198 pips. And all we did was trade it down to the next level of support, the next price action level there, which is at 1.3087, and that profit target was hit in just 2 days for 198 pips, so for $1,980 for a 6-to-1 risk to reward, which was really, yeah, really nice setup there as well. Excellent. And Australian dollar CAD, we had a really nice short setup on this market again. Now, we've been testing this level of resistance, which if you want to look at, we'll look at it shortly actually on our live trading room, but we've been hitting our head against this resistance since 2011. We've had a key level here around 1.0549. So we were watching for a sell short setup. We did get that set up. at that particular level, and we came down. We couldn't, obviously, we were hoping to see if it would come all the way back down for another key price action level highlighted in yellow at the bottom, but we actually didn't find, the market didn't manage to get beyond its support level at 1.0462. But we're still happy with 87 pips on the trade. Risk of 30 pips. Each lot traded was $300 of risk for a reward of 86 pips, or 870 USD per lot, for a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. And yeah, again, Black Cat, just looking at that Euro trade. Yeah, that Euro trade was really nice. We're essentially just going back to that very quickly, guys. So just on Euro there, yeah, this is where support has essentially turned to resistance there. Very clearly defined entry for that to go short. So I'll tell you what, with that, we're well positioned to now move on to some live market technical analysis. Okay, so those are the top trades of the week, and been a very profitable week with all this volatility. So let's move across to my charts, and we'll just make sure you can see those. So bear with me as I switch screens. Okay, excellent. So you should be able to see, let's just check you can see everything okay at the moment. Excellent. For this portion, I will see, hopefully we can get your questions coming up here. Okay, that should be fine. So any questions, we should be able to see those as well, just in the chat. Yeah, do post those in chat if you've got questions there, rather than the, there's another panel as well. So chat would be perfect. Okay, so we're going to start off here looking at gold. So here we go. So gold, these are the key levels we've been looking at this week. This is where we've had basically opportunities to go long and also reverse our position. You can see that on the screen. We've got a very key level resistance here at 16.16, which is been providing support, and we were looking at this last Friday as well. Look at sell short opportunities within this sort of 16.16 to about 16.30. So this was our sort of area that we were looking to take advantage, because the market on gold, it's still very much in a downtrend. So this whole area here we were considering to just short the market on the right setup. We did get that correct setup. So if we go back to the actual very quickly, the daily time frame, we're below all the key moving averages here. We're very clearly just a downtrend still on gold. We haven't got out of that downtrend currently. So you can see whereas we've got some really nice opportunities to sell short. Some of you are still in this sell short position, and in terms of where the price is going to be going to next, there's not really a great deal of support at the current level where we are now, 15.67. Really, the level of support could be in the 1550s, 1555. I don't see there's much support to stop the price from going lower just this morning, although we could get some strong buying in if we get back to around the 1550s. Ideal profit target, and this is what from our analysis of the Gold and Silver Club, what we would be really quite keen on would be a price to come all the way back down to the 15.30 level. We believe that would be quite a line in the sand, if you like, for gold. And if we were to hold on to that level, we could see some really nice buying opportunities around the 15.30 level, 15.20 to 15.30 level, and if the market was to break through those key levels of support, we could see certainly the gold price, a lot of stop losses get hit and the price going much lower. So we will be looking out for that, but looking for setups around about those key levels, 15.55 and 15.30 at the moment, but market is downtrending this morning. Silver, very interesting. So silver's actually, it broke through a level of support yesterday at 28.30. Now, what you'll see here is that we are touching right onto this trend line, which has been in place. We'll just go onto my daily time frame. This trend has been in place. This lower supportive, downward trending trend has been in place since going back to September 2012, and we are right at the bottom of this channel. We're below all our key moving averages at the moment on the silver market. But if we just bring it back to the 4-hour time frame, clean up the screen a little bit, you can see where we're just bouncing right off the lower end of this trend. So this is quite important for silver to hold around the $28 per ounce mark. There's really not too much support below 28 for silver until you get back down to 26 to 26.75, that whole area where we stayed in for quite some time just last year. In fact, if I go back to my other screen and have a look at silver, we stayed within that sort of 26 to 27 dollar range. This was throughout, throughout June, July, August. So we could find ourselves back in that range if silver breaks below 28. So it is quite critical this morning that that silver actually holds on to 28 if it is to get if it doesn't want too much technical chart damage done to it. Silver breaks this 28 level, we could see the price get back down towards 27, 26 level. So we'll be keeping an eye on that this morning. You can see here where we had a resistance trend line which was just creating a bearish flag actually where the price had been sold off sharply over February. We had this rising channel which has then gone to break lower. So certainly I'll be watching silver closely, but nothing to make me want to take any trades at the moment. Okay, so Euro USD I'm watching very closely this morning. So Euro USD, very simple. We've got a level of support where the price is at this morning. So let me just draw that on for you. Okay, so the level of support currently is at 1.3022, and that's just going out just on a very simple 4-hour time frame. You can see, again, this was the level of support which became resistance, where we sold off, and at the moment, again, we want to pay close attention to this. We are getting a doji form at the moment, so a doji where the price opens and closes at the same level, as I'm sure you know, and we got a bearish engulfing candle just previous to that, where you're seeing the price go a little bit lower. So for the euro this morning, it's important that it holds around the 1.3022 level, so we could really see either this being held and the price come back up to within this sort of range, consolidation range here. If the price was to come up, we could see the price stay between that range. If the price does break down on Euro USD though, we haven't really got, again, let's just go back and see what we've got as the next key level. Yeah, not a lot of support until 1.2875 there. So again, we're at some quite interesting levels at the moment. So if we break through, good to see the market just move. There's not a lot of support now until it gets down to 1.2875. So again, another one to watch this morning, Euro. Definitely want to be keeping an eye on that market. Let me just bear with me as I quickly check my other screen. What else? We will look at the commodity currency shortly. I just want to look at the most relevant trades at the moment. Okay, so let's go across to Australian US dollar. Australian US dollar, we've had some weakness. I mean, you can see this is fairly evident here. Just draw a very simple trend line as the prices have been selling off. We're below all our key moving averages still on US dollar. That's a very there's a lot going on that screen, so I will go back to the 4-hour. But at the moment, we are below the key moving averages on this market currently. And we are seeing some weakness on this. You can see where the price has actually, yeah, it is certainly downward trending. I mean, that's pretty evident. We can draw another trend line here. Hopefully you can see that very clearly for Australian US dollar. So the price is literally same situation really as silver and gold. I'm sure from coming on our previous webinars, you know the correlations that we've got with Australian US dollar and gold and silver. So what's happening here is we're just seeing the market come up to the top of the trend line, sell off, come up to the top of the trend line, sell off, and we're about midway at the moment between these trend lines. We broke through a level of support earlier on this week. So the same as gold and silver really, we're seeing weakness in this market at the moment. If you're in a sell short position from around about the 1.0286, you've still got potentially some momentum to go to the downside now. And yeah, so that's what's going on at the moment with Australian US dollar. So certainly weakness on this market just this morning. Pound, actually we'll go to New Zealand US dollar CAD first. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so New Zealand USD is coming to test quite a key. Hasn't had as much weakness actually as the Australian US dollar. We have been selling off this market. We're coming to test now a key level of support again with New Zealand US dollar. There we go. It's just coming down right now. This area here, where we've had these bullish candlestick setups previously, which have given, so we're kind of range bound at the moment, this market as well, between 0.8233 to 0.8312. Market is now testing this level of support, so I would assume that we're seeing, let me just check, that gold is going lower at the moment. Yeah, it's 1,567. Let's just zoom out a little bit on this chart. Let's put it in daily, which will make it nice and interesting. Okay, so New Zealand US dollar, yeah, I mean, it's below all its key moving averages as well, and we're seeing currently there is there is some support here to be looking at the moment. So I would keep an eye on New Zealand US dollar as well. Obviously, we're coming down. We're testing a level of support at the moment. Overall, there is weakness in this market, but we will be interested to see if we get some support on New Zealand US dollar currently. So we can see we're testing 0.82341. Okay, so price is right at that level. So a lot going on this morning. There's a lot of key levels being tested right now. And let's just bear with me. I think we're going to look at pound dollar just quickly. Oh yes, pound dollar. So pound dollar has had a sharp move to the downside today. Look at that. That is very much a bearish engulfing candlestick. So let's just have a look at how many candles we are engulfing. Okay, so one. Wow. Okay, it's not looking good for pound dollar this morning. That's a bearish engulfing candlestick. So this is it's very bearish, essentially. So we're actually engulfing 17 candles to the left of that. We're very interested in the body of these bearish candlesticks, and they need to be engulfing those candles just to the left of those. So we have actually engulfed a number of candles just to the left. So that's a very bearish move to the downside with pound dollar. So I wouldn't be wanting to go long this market at the moment. We've broken through obviously some key support here, which had been holding all week, and again this is going to start looking a bit of a mess for you if I zoom out to this, but I will show you just briefly. We're below all the key moving averages on this market, and currently, so if we go to actually have a look at where we could find support, it's going to be quite lower. I can't show you on this chart right now where that level of support would be. I'll just bring it up on another chart I've got here, and I can read it out to you. Okay, so the next real key level of support for this market is actually, God, it's quite far away to the downside. It's going to be around 1.42168, and that would be from the current price going lower. Wow, that's going to be about 800 pips lower. So there is some more nearer term support than that. It's just a key price action level at that level at 1.4833 and 1.7428, but not really major support. The real major support is much lower. So we'll be keeping a close eye on pound dollar. You can see this market has been in a downtrend for quite some time now. Of course, we could always get a reversal based on fundamentals and news. We may see a turnaround in this market, but technically speaking, at the moment, this is very bearish for pound dollar, and certainly this big candle to the downside, is very bearish. Okay, and last we want to look at USD Canadian dollar. So USD Canadian dollar, as you would expect, is doing the complete opposite to gold, silver, and the commodity currencies, and it is finding it's breaking out to the upside. In fact, we've seen this market is continuing to break out. We've got this nice uptrend in place. This is just a very let's just make that a little bit more concrete here. Okay, that's not perfect. You can get the point there. This market, USD Canadian dollar, is continuing to break out higher, especially as the US dollar index has been strengthening. It's above all its key moving averages. We were looking to see, and in fact we did catch a little bit of a sell short move on this market as well, as it pulled back to this sort of trend line here. We had a nice setup to sell short, but it didn't turn out to be a huge swing trade. It was just a nice day trade, which gave us around 50 pips on the trade. Wasn't a hot trade of the week, but we still caught some nice, just a bit of a day trade on the sell-off there. But now the market, as we expected, is continuing its upward ascent. So US Canadian dollar still looking very much on the bullish side at the moment. Just before we move across to next week's news, I am just going to quickly check and see if there are. Oh, that's interesting actually. Okay, let me just quickly go to this because I think it's relevant to you. Okay, so just because we've got some correlation with New Zealand US dollar here, just this is very simple. GBP New Zealand dollar, very clear level of resistance there. Yep. 1.83964, and we haven't been able to really break out that resistance level, so that's just offered a nice opportunity to just sell this market short again, which as the pound has weakened today, I've just seen we've moved into really nice profit on that. Let me just have a look at that. Yeah, that's been huge actually. Fantastic. Okay, well we'll have to do that on our showcase that on our top trades next week, because that's actually moved really nicely this morning. But that was just a simple example of a pound New Zealand dollar. Okay, guys, let's have a look at the major news for next week and see what we can expect. But as you see, for those of you who are day trading, possibly I'm sure a lot of you at home today, there is lots going on in the markets today. So certainly, it's worth keeping an eye on these setups this morning. Okay, great. So let me go across to the news next week. Okay, so the week ahead, key events looking forward that you want to be paying attention to next week. Okay, so we've got on, today, 3 o'clock, this is going to, so you want to pay attention to the US ISM Manufacturing Index. That data is compiled from a survey of approximately 400 purchasing managers in the manufacturing industry. So with this, a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar index, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the USD. So 3 o'clock today, that could create some volatility for gold and silver and the US dollar index. Next Tuesday at 3:30 a.m. For those of you who trade in Australian US dollar, you want to take note of AUD interest rate decision, very important. The Reserve Bank of Australia board members come to consensus on where to set the rate. So traders watch with a lot of interest rate changes closely, of course, as short-term interest rates are the primary factor in currency valuation. So a higher than expected rate is bullish for the AUD, while a lower than expected rate is bearish for the AUD, and that's important because Australian US dollar is correlated to gold. And Wednesday at 3 o'clock, we have the USD Canadian interest rate. So the Bank of Canada Governing Council members come to a consensus on where to set the rate. That's important for those of you trading USD Canadian dollar, of course. So a higher than expected rate is bullish for the USD CAD, while a lower than expected rate is bearish, and that does have an inverse correlation to gold. And ECB interest rate decision, the 6th members of the European Central Bank. This would be next Thursday at 12:45 p.m. Executive Board and the 16 governors of the Euro area central banks vote on where to set the rate. So again, a higher than expected rate is bullish for the euro, a lower than expected rate is bearish for the euro, and that's important because the euro is correlated to gold price. Still, we do have some correlation. We're seeing weakness in euro over the last few days, same on gold and silver. Thursday at 1:30 p.m. I have the US trade balance. There's a lot of news coming out next week which is going to affect the US dollar and gold and silver. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the USD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the USD. And that's important again because USD is correlated to gold price. And of course, as some of you have mentioned, next Friday, 1:30 p.m. is in fact US non-farm payroll. It's not today. It's not on the 1st of March today. It's in fact next Friday, the 8th of March. So US non-farm payroll, this measures the US employment change in the number of people employed. That's a job creation, is an important indicator of consumer spending. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the USD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And all of you no doubt, all of you know that this is a very important news announcement for the currency markets, for gold, for silver. Massive impact this announcement has, very volatile. So next Friday, the one to watch as well at 1:30 p.m. Okay. Excellent. Great. So just before we do that, do we expect big moves with the US sequencer? Yeah, potentially. We're looking at, we're very close in a lot of these markets, just to answer that question, going back to, where the price of euro is at the moment at a key level of support, where we're looking at silver in particular at a key level of support. So we are really looking to either hold or break these levels at the moment. We've got some New Zealand US dollar, so at a key level of support. So yes, we are potentially expecting some impact moves today. We shall see how those pan out. Now, of course, to request information on our gold, silver and forex trader coaching program, to get more information, you can go to our website, as always, www.thegoldandsilverclub.com/course form, or contact us at office@thegoldandsilverclub.com. You can telephone us on the numbers on the screen, so either our London office on 0207 193 0403 or our Asia office, which is 852 8191 0403. So do make sure you can take advantage of that on just Learn to Trade on our website, and you can get additional information by filling that form out. And of course, as a lot of you on the call do, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll find this very useful, just for free weekly gold, silver and commodity currency news, live market analysis, and more detail about the markets. And that is a weekly email that you will get. Okay, fantastic. And let's have a look if there's any questions. Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, the NFP will indeed, Blackout, be a powerful, impactful news announcement next Friday. So we look forward to seeing you all at the same time next Friday. So that will be at 11 o'clock next Friday. Of course, have a great week's trading. And thanks to FX Street and the team, and Nick and myself will see you here at the same time next Friday. So have a great day's trading, and we'll catch you here on the next one. Okay, guys, speak to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.